the check-in guy.
I ain't gonna say check-in,
You're
but
the check-in guy. You don't even. If you don't know, I'm telling you right now, you're the check-in guy.
I don't want to think like that, but you know, I mean, it is what it is, though. At the same time, you know, like a lot of people do contact me for, you know, certain things, and you know, I help them out. You know?
It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie. Yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so churched up. I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it. I ain't been to the booth in a minute. Niggas hate the fact that I'm winning. Who makes him the chief of the Southside? Well, my nigga, I'm not the lieutenant. When I was in the gym, you wasn't in it. Face off, so my windows is tinted. If I said that shit, then I meant it. Niggas gave me the rules and I bent it.
We'd have kept it, bro. We'd have been the best team in the league, bro.
Let's get into it.
For sure.
Another episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show live on Lake Street. Special guest in the building. We got Frank Nitti. So, first of all, my condolences for your Timberwolves fandom.
Hey, man.
I used to be the biggest Timberwolves fan on the planet. I've been boycotting for about 4 years now.
All right.
It's been nice.
It's tough, man.
It's felt like freedom.
You know, it's tough, man.
And the season just ended last night.
Let's hope not, man.
Hey, that scream, bro.
Man,
You heard that scream that came out of
I heard
Ant?
the scream, yeah, bro. But you know, he was walking with a boot, so you know, if he wasn't walking with a boot, then we would have to worry more. But
Well, we got 10 left?
probably 10 or 11. Yeah, it's
we
up there.
ain't finishing out the season with Ant. It's over.
Man, if Cat comes back, maybe, bro.
If Cat comes back, he's going to cry at the refs. That's all he's going to do.
Yeah, Cat. Bro. It seemed like he was maturing.
Can
this
you tell
last
him
year,
a bitter
so.
ex-fan?
Man, bro. Yeah, bro. We all are. It's tough, bro. It's tough.
I used to be a season ticket holder as well.
Did you? Yeah.
I was there for like the runs, like the big, like when we went to the Western Conference Final run.
Oh yeah,
I was there.
The good days.
The good days, man. And it's been. I want Glenn Taylor up out of here.
Yeah,
That's what I want.
Hopefully, do you see that A-Rod? You know, they saying that he might not have enough money for that though. So.
Really?
Yeah, there's been talk on
Shocking.
that.
You think it's that, or you think A-Rod's like?
I hope not,
he
bro.
Might be backtracking.
I hope, bro, they have enough money for it. You know what I mean? Because we do need a new regime under us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Glenn Taylor's the problem.
He is.
If you can't get along with your best players, like, bro, you got such a beef with KG that, like, how is 21 not in the rafters?
Man, but why did Boston give him a statue before us? Or why they were? You know what I mean? Like that don't make sense. 21
should be hanging up there. Should have been up there a long time ago.
For sure, bro. That's
a long time ago.
That's crazy.
That was the last time I was at Target Center. Was his return when he came back
as a Wolf?
As a Wolf. That was his. Yep. That was the last time I was at Target Center for a Wolves game.
Yeah, that was when Cat was a rookie.
The Cat was a rookie. It was a great night.
Yeah.
I shed tears that night.
Yeah.
That was wild, man. That was great. Anyways, though, so let's talk about you, man. So, I mean, let's start with the current news. You did some numbers on our page recently.
Yeah.
Kind of blew up. Was moving around. Videos, still moving around.
Yeah, for sure. So I think 130 shares together, Instagram, Facebook, about 10,000 views now together.
So you got a fan base.
I like.
Or did it just catch?
I like to think I'm pretty known. You know what I mean? Or like, you know, I meet people directly. We have a one-on-one relationship. You know what I mean? So a lot of people support me. You know what I mean? A lot of people know what I'm doing, or you know, I tell a lot of people, you know, like the moves and shit that I'm. Not like I don't tell them everything, but like I like to let people know, like, hey, look out for this or that. You know what I mean? Like it's coming. You know, and people are supportive of that. You know, because I'm the only one that's doing what I'm doing from the neighborhood I grew up in. So.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about where you're from off the mic, about kind of like it's like the forgotten part of the South Side. Like, it's like the part that it's like kind of like the middle child.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, orphan child too.
Yeah.
Even, you know, like a lot of people, the news don't want to shed light on it.
Orphan child was better. Middle child, you're right.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely the right. Yeah.
Even these politicians, you know what I mean, that run for different parts of the city and stuff, they come over to the neighborhood and try to preach.
The neighborhood, I want so people know what neighborhood you're from.
I grew up, I'm from the Little Earth Projects, Little Earth housing community there. It's not a reservation. People get that confused, bro. It's not a reservation, bro. It's
people think that?
Yeah, a lot of people think it's a reservation. And, you know, I kind of get a little bit offended by it because it's not, bro. Like, there's 38 different nations there, you know, from all over the United States.
That's crazy. I did not know that until you told me that. That's crazy.
Yep.
I didn't know that people thought it was a reservation.
Yeah, bro. People.
That feels racist to me.
Yeah, and it's damn near, bro. You know what I mean? Cause
just because only Native people live there means it's a reservation.
Yeah, they don't. You need to find different words.
I've never
for
heard that, just for the record. So.
That's good then.
That's good.
But yeah, even Native people call it a reservation. I'm like, a lot of people ain't educated though.
I mean, I guess I could understand like how you could maybe like loosely call it that, like because it is.
A reservation is where the
that.
United States government gave the Native Americans the land that they don't want.
I could see somebody that's from there jokingly calling it the reservation.
Right.
That I could see.
Right.
But
I can see that.
For people that actually think that is crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, yeah. So, I mean, you view yourself and others view you as kind of like the voice of that community.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah. In the community there, bro, I think there's 500 units. And, probably per unit, there's maybe 5 to 6 to 7 people in each unit. And so with those numbers and stuff, there's statistics for everything there. So,
do you know like the population of Little Earth?
It's about 5,000.
Wow.
In that small two block radius, there's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people for that area.
For sure, bro. Everybody's stacked up in houses, in apartment buildings, And
so is there? I mean, like, it's obviously a problem.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
so like, how does it get like? Is that being addressed? Like, is there shit going through the government to try and like fix the issues and like maybe
people? Man, a few years ago, the government gave the community X amount of money to fund different programs and stuff. Yeah. And some of these programs didn't do what they needed to with the money and stuff, and some of it pocketed, and a lot of people. There's many politics there, man, and like people don't know about the neighborhood, but when you're in there, grew up there, you get to see like the different families that get to stay there. If people get raided, or somebody gets shot, or like after every incident, they should be kicked out no matter what. You know what I mean? But these families that are there for generations, they somehow find a way to stay there, or swindle their way into another unit or something, and then when they're out, they're still there. Or they're able to gather as a community and get people that they don't want in a community out and have secret meetings and shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
And you've been there your whole life?
I grew up there. It's probably early 2000, like 2004, 2003. Okay. Like I grew up there. Like my mom's always been in the community there. Worked for the community. Still is in the community. So
how do you impact things with your voice? Like what is like?
I'm not afraid to talk. I'm not afraid to speak. I know my voice is is a powerful thing. So. If there's something wrong or something, I'm not afraid to speak up on it or bring attention to it. Social media is a big thing, so.
For sure. Do me a favor, just adjust that mic. I want to make sure they hear you. Now bring it towards you. There you go. Perfect.
Where was that?
My bad, I distracted. I just want to make sure everybody's hearing you.
Yeah, for sure.
Basically, you have a voice and you're not afraid to use it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the voice. A lot of people are afraid to speak up against certain things, because either they're afraid to lose their housing, or, it gets to be that, they're scared to talk about these families that are in charge and, running things over there, and they're scared to speak up against them because some people are working within the community, like the offices. Like they have a whole office, they have a board there. So there's
a lot of politics.
There is a lot of politics.
A lot of internal politics that have nothing
sure.
to do with outside government. It's really governed on its own.
Yeah, for sure.
And so do you feel like, at the risk of me saying something potentially dangerous here, do you feel like it's governed poorly?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
There's one family in particular that, you can't, to have Section 8 housing, you can't be a felon there. This family...
family full of felons?
That too, and, there's one of my people's moms and stuff, like my people's gone now, he passed away. They're felons and stuff, and they're part of the people that got my family kicked out of there. You know what I mean? And
your family was kicked out.
Yeah, my family got kicked out of the neighborhood. Yep. Evicted. Many families got evicted.
What do you like? Why?
Well, there's an incident that happened back in 2018, and they had a secret meeting about it, and people ended up voting on it and got these families kicked out.
This is the incident that got you into some legal trouble.
Yeah, correct.
Can we address that?
Yeah, we talk about it.
Okay, I think it's an interesting.
It plays a big part.
It's a wild story.
For sure.
It also gives insight into who you are as a person, like
Yep.
shit that you've been through. So, explain kind of how don't incriminate anybody.
For
Go
sure.
back, start it from as far back as you can to make it make sense.
So it just goes back to maybe 10 years ago. Like everybody's cool together. Everybody's partying, kicking it. Like, summertime, man, it's popping over there. You
Yeah.
know, like it's a whole different life after dark. There's cameras everywhere though. It's basically like
CCTV.
it's a prison, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we're behind walls over there.
Yeah.
Like there's cameras in every, all right, so there's circles there. There's 7 circles. We call them clusters. There's 7 clusters there.
Okay.
And there's cameras in 2, 3 cameras in each parking lot. There's cameras and stuff.
Yep.
But back then, everybody was cool with each other. Everybody was kicking it. Everybody's partying. Just over the years, just people don't see eye to eye, and disagreements happen, and then people ended up beefing with each other, and some incidents can't be prevented. And so if things don't happen one day, it's bound to happen another day. So, and people don't forget about that stuff.
So you knew there was smoke coming.
Uh,
At some point,
yeah.
you knew smoke was on its way.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're always on the other side of the smoke, though. We don't start the problems, we finish them.
Gotcha.
So,
You heard him?
yeah, for
Relax.
sure. So back 2018, there was an incident happened, and we knew that if we go outside, because the community's small, you go
Yeah.
outside, you're gonna run into people no matter what, So if it didn't happen this day, it's gonna happen another day. So we ended up running into the people that started the problem and stuff,
Mhm.
and a lot of people resort to guns and stuff, shooting and stuff, but. We're the type to fight first. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Rather throw hands first, and embarrass them that way. And and get it going like that. Well, the fight did happen and stuff, and one of my brothers and stuff almost got shot, or was going to get shot,
Yeah.
and I interfered, and I'm the definition of I would take a bullet for you, because I sacrificed myself, and I ended up getting shot because of it, from me opening my mouth and yelling at this person that was gonna shoot my brother. So I ended up getting shot, and in return of that, there was self-defense, really, but in Minnesota there's no self-defense.
Yep.
So one of my peoples ended up having to sit down time because of that. Ended up hitting 5 people. I was one of 6 people that got shot, and I was the only one that didn't fall down that day. Everybody else fell to the ground, and it was just chaotic scene. Over 50 people there. Like when there's fights there, fights go down, and
Yeah.
the whole community pops out for that, and it just gets to be a wild scene. So you hope that nobody gets into like shootouts and stuff, because innocent people can get hit, or
Nobody died though.
nobody died that day.
That's good.
Yeah, luckily.
So then what the person that you were protecting
Yep.
had to go sit down?
No, he didn't have to sit down. Really nothing. Or so there's a video that went around, and I got in trouble because there's somebody in the videos yelling my name, basically, that this person that was gonna shoot my brother, he had a gun on him.
Yep.
And so I'm the only person with my name in my neighborhood. So the district attorney and everybody, they ended up calling out a warrant for my arrest, because they think that I started it because of
you
that.
were the aggressor.
Yeah, my name.
Just because you had the big gun though.
Yeah, I had a big gun on me, AR-15.
Yeah, the big boy on you. So
Yeah.
you're like, oh, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, so yeah, from that I ended up having to sit some time because of that, and one of my brothers, he had to sit some time too. He did 5 years.
So then, how does that get smoothed out? Is it smooth? Is that the end of it then?
Yeah.
We
I
got
like
hit,
to.
We
I
got
like,
hit. Y'all got hit. Everybody survived. Let's move on.
I like to think so. I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's been some retire, on their end, trying to shoot up different houses and stuff. They're in the community and stuff, but I mean, nobody of my people have gotten like hurt or anything.
So in most scenarios like that, where you're from,
Yep.
does that stay internal usually?
For sure, yeah.
So it really only got out because of the video.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I
if
mean,
there wasn't the video, it probably would have just this happened and now it's done.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that happen. You know, a lot of there's murders that happen there.
Yeah.
Fights, different stabbings, shootings, everything, anything you can imagine happens in that one little neighborhood. And you know, social media. You know, nothing
For
stays
sure.
internal because somebody's always recording, or there's always something on Facebook,
Yeah.
or you know, there's always being posted somewhere.
I don't know if you want to talk about this aspect, but you're thinking about using that video for something?
Yeah, there's a bunch of news clippings that I feel like you know, that can really explain a lot of situations.
Yeah.
Maybe you know, a lot of the time, you know, the district attorney they don't ever get our side of the story. Why? Because
Mm.
you know, we don't. There's nothing to talk about. You know, really. So you know, there's all these things that happen. There's no explanation for them.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So they've just gone off base assumptions and like witnesses in the neighborhood and just try to create a story and stuff.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
So, would you say safe to say that that was maybe the moment where something kind of flipped in you, where it was like, okay, maybe
Yeah,
music kind of took over a little bit?
yeah, for sure. I mean, I've always been around music. I've started, I think, violin in third grade. I played the clarinet until ninth grade. So,
You can still play it?
nah, not anymore. Yeah, I don't think I was
that
really.
live instrumentation shit is no joke, man. You see Lizzo out there with the flute.
Yeah, she's cold with
Don't
it.
let me find out you're out there fucking spitting bars and then pull out the fucking clarinet.
Man, Squidward it, man.
I'm telling you, hey, might be something to it.
Yeah, I mean, I wish, man. Even in high school, I don't think I was that good at
Oh,
the instrument. That's why I quit because I got showed off. You know what I mean? And, like third chair, and I couldn't compete with anybody else.
that's all right. That's okay.
But yeah, I definitely think that turned a switch for me because I sat some time. I think I sat 134 days, and at this time, most of my brothers were locked up, incarcerated in prison, and you know, I'm a business-minded person, you know, so I'm thinking, all right, how can we start a business? How can we get something so when my brothers get out that they can have a source to go to and live their life legitimately and you know, we don't got to think about the past.
Yeah,
You know, the past is the past. You know, we just move on and continue to be successful.
for sure. Yeah, I think that's dope. I think a lot of people don't take situations like that as a way to like turn it to the positive. Like, okay, people getting shot. Let's try something different.
You know, it was really difficult too, because when I got out too, like, you know, I'm a community member. You know, I grew up in my community, I volunteered in my community, I'd given back to my community.
Yeah.
And when I got out, a lot of just different community members that watched me growing up, you know, they looked at me weird, and I felt the vibe from them, like, you know, like they felt like they were unsure around me, or like they couldn't trust me or something, you know, and they judged me off of uh, the incident that happened in 2018, and you know, so you know, the best way to do that is, you know, turn the switch and, you know, do everything, be successful, you know what I mean? So that way they can have second thoughts on how they felt, you know, and see me doing good still, you know, and use that as it was a roadblock, but you know, it was also a stepping stone in the same way that,
For sure.
and, you know, I haven't looked back from it ever since.
Gave you time to sit down and think.
Yeah, for
'Cause
sure.
there wasn't much else to do.
You know, it was difficult too, because when that happened, I left a bloody footprint all the way back to my crib.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and you know, I got shot. You know, I'm not gonna stick around in where the scene was at. You know, but uh, one of my boys, you know, my brother that ended up, you know, shooting the 5 people or whatever. We walked across the street. He walked me back to my house and stuff, and he had to turn himself back in. You know, he had a concealed carry, and he had a legal weapon. You know, so he has to go turn himself in no matter what. You know, so we walked back, and I don't know. I was in shock, so I walked to my mom and dad's crib, and like I said, we have clusters there, and we surprisingly, me and my brother, we had a unit directly across from where I grew up as a child. So in the same cluster, my parents are living at, and we live right there. So I walked to their place. You know, I rang the doorbell. Like, I was just in shock, really. I was like, I got shot. You know, I'll see you guys when I see you, basically. And well, from that, we walked all the way across the street. I ended up getting my parents evicted because of that. And so while I was locked up, My brother got evicted. My mom and dad got evicted.
So your whole family's getting rerouted because
Yep.
you got shot.
Yep, and just already struggling. We're in the hood, so we're already struggling as it is, and I just wasn't out there to help my family. So,
That's tough.
I used that. I thought about that my whole entire time sitting down.
For sure.
I use that as my motivation every day. That I wake up, like I put my parents in a different situation, and their lives have to change because of that. So, I grind every day to, you know, I want to get back to my parents. I want to buy my mom and dad a crib. You know
For
what I
sure.
mean? And that's the least I could do. They have to change their whole life. Like Section 8 housing. It's affordable housing for people that could, can't afford it. So
Yeah.
to put them in a position where they have to go pay a fair market rent somewhere when they're already struggling as it is. I put them in a tough position. Being locked up, I can't help them. So that hurt me.
Yeah,
and-
that's tough. That might, I mean, aside from the bullet wound, that might be, I assume, the toughest part about it all. Maybe that's tougher than the bullet wound.
I have a little sibling and my little sister and stuff that I had to change her life and what I mean, go to a different school and um, it's a blessing and a curse at the
Yeah.
same time because they went to the suburbs after that,
So,
and
okay.
they didn't have to hear sirens or gunshots like that all every day.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, would you rather be struggling in the burbs or living large in the projects? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't, probably struggling in the burbs is probably,
It's the best
but
way.
I can't
what
really,
mean?
because I'm white, so it's different for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't speak on how that feels to other cultures, other races. I don't,
Right.
I don't know. So,
It's tough too because my mom's a community member too, works in the community, and so I felt like she
did she
felt
lose that?
No, she didn't.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, the place she works for, they're really understanding, and they're not judgmental. And there's always three stories. The one side or the other side, and then the right
And
side,
the truth, yeah.
the truth. So they stayed away from that, but I felt like my mom felt some backlash because of it and stuff. So
Sure.
from different people in the community, my mom's a teacher, or she works with youth and
Youth,
stuff.
yeah.
And so like when their parents drop them off and stuff, maybe they're giving my mom a cold shoulder or a dirty look or something,
Yeah,
and
like how could you teach my kid when your kid's
Yeah.
shooting at people and getting shot? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
but
So you had been doing music, but just kind of not necessarily taking it super serious.
yeah, yep,
And
yep.
then you started taking it serious. So like when you decided like, all right, I'm gonna take this serious now. I'm gonna try and turn this into a career. Like, what was the first kind of thing that you thought to do?
Man, well, to check it out. So in 2017, I was going to school at MCTC for sound arts.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get behind the scenes and figure out how to work that. And
So the rapping part you had, you just wanted to figure out the rest of it.
yeah, so from there I got a computer, bought some software, and I try to mess around with it, learn how to record myself, break it down a little bit, and I just never felt comfortable enough to to drop anything. I just didn't feel like things were the right time.
Yeah.
Like I felt like if you're gonna do this, you got to be fully committed. You have to. Everything has to be right in order, to make it work and really set yourself and pop off.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I had that yet. So, it took me a little bit of time to get fully comfortable with myself and fully comfortable with the idea, like, man, I'm going to go push this, and being Native American, there's not really too many Native Americans even out here like that. And if they are, they're like, they have their own lane,
Niche,
what I mean?
it is a very niche.
Yeah.
Like who would you say who's like the most noteworthy Native American rapper?
Like, it's hard to say. There is different Native American rappers, but they rap about being traditional, and me being where I grew up from, I can't really vibe with that. I can't relate to it because I'm not traditional
Yeah.
in the Native aspect, because there's just not that many outlets in Minneapolis for the natives to be like that.
I mean, we got some pretty talented guys here.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, you got like Tall Paul.
Yeah, that Tall Paul. Yep.
I mean, he's one of the most noteworthy Native American rappers I've ever heard or seen. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say Tall Paul.
Tall Paul's one of them ones. Baby Shell.
Baby Shell's my guy. Yep.
Thomas X. I don't know if he's still
He's up there, Red Lake. Yep.
Yeah. Is he still making music? I haven't heard anything from him recently.
I don't think I haven't. I don't listen to him, so like I haven't heard a couple of his songs, but Baby Shell, like
he's kind of in that lane you were just talking about. Though.
Yeah, the traditional. Like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. It's just it's
not your lane.
Yeah, it's not my lane.
Yeah.
I don't relate to it, and kudos and props to them for doing it too. But and they're doing numbers too, within the Native community as well. And there's not really one just from the neighborhood I grew up in, or the type of neighborhood I grew up in.
Yeah.
And I feel as though a lot of the reservations have these kids that are from the sticks, but they try to be like a city folk. And
street guys.
And it's not
guys.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And it's not that we're trying to be like that. It's just what it is.
It's what it is.
It's just how we have to live. Where they choose to live like that. And
it makes sense to me.
So
you like you being Native American and being a rapper, but not being from a reservation that's 6 hours north of here.
Right.
You're from the city. So not only are you from a place that's just underrepresented in general, but super unrepresented, like lack of representation in music.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. A lot of the people, like from the different reservations too, like when they come down here, like they know I'm connected with everybody from every reservation, surrounding states, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Wisconsin. Like I know a lot of people. So like, when people do come around, they end up contacting me or asking me around, or, they just they hit me up, you know what I mean? And, I'm a cool person. So, I conversate with these people, build a relationship with these people, because, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So, they could make their contact with me and, try to figure something out. And I figure it out for them.
It's kind of like check-in, huh?
I'm not going to say.
You're a check-in guy.
I ain't going to say check-in,
you're
but.
You're the check-in guy. You don't even, if you don't know, I'm telling you right now, you're the check-in guy.
I don't want to think like that, but, it is what it is, though, at the same time, like. A lot of people do contact me for, certain things, and, I help them out, and
ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
That's the thing. Like, I think the check-in gets a bad name because of what we hear about on social media.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't check in, you're going to get robbed. And it's like, that's not necessarily what checking in is. Checking in might just be like letting somebody know, like, hey, I'm here.
Right, for sure.
Like, point me in the right direction.
Hey, you know where any gyms are at, open gyms.
Exactly.
Like, hey, I'm trying to hoop.
Where's the good food spots? Where's the
literally?
Where am I cool at? Where am I not cool at?
Yep.
That's it. It's just a place you don't know. Just
I know a lot of people too. Like shit, even in the city, locally, a lot of people, they're not comfortable going to the neighborhood I'm from. They're not comfortable going to the project.
Should they be?
Nah, not really.
Right, yeah.
If you know people, you know what I mean, that are cool people in there, then you could go there, no problem. Like, I've brought people around there that come hang out with me, but I let them know, like, if you're not here with me, like, it's not a good thing, because, people will try to set you up, or, they'll try to take from you or something.
Look at you as a mark.
Yeah, for sure. And, nobody's going to do that to me or my guys or anything, because we have a lot of respect around there, just being community members and just living there for so long. Like,
and there's a video out there, you up an AR-15. Why would they? Why would they?
Surprisingly, bro, not a lot of people know about that still too, but
they're about to.
Yeah, they're about to.
They're about to. You told the whole story. Yep. Do you talk about that in your music? How much do you express real life things like that in your music?
Things that happen, I tend to talk about it a lot, because that's what made me, you know what I mean? That's put me, changed me into the person I am today.
Yeah.
And, I'll never be somebody I'm not. I'll never claim to be somebody I ain't. I'm myself, you know what I mean? And I'm always stand by that. And,
So talk to me about the video that kind of did the numbers on our page. Like, what is...
So, I did that in the projects. We was on a bridge, that bridge right there is Notorious Bridge. There's actually a video, Fantasy Factory, or Ridiculousness. Somebody threw a bike off of it and hit somebody in the face with a bike.
That was that bridge?
Yeah, that was that bridge right there. Yep.
What?
Yep. It's a Notorious Bridge right there, bro. Like, shit, everything happens on there.
Wait, that was on Ridiculousness?
Yeah, Ridiculousness.
The video that... Okay. Yeah.
Somebody threw a bike on somebody. And
I was thinking of Fantasy Factory... the show before Ridiculous came around. But now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So, bro, everything happens on there, man. Like, you know, it's sad right now because like when you go there, it's full of needles everywhere. There's like,
Is it really?
yeah, kids have to worry about, you know, playing outside. There's needles everywhere, getting poked with it, and you know, our community is really bad on, you know, sex trafficking. Our women are being trafficked, and you know, it's happening just in that community. I mean, it happens everywhere. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
they're really targeted right there in that community because the women are, you know, they're on drugs. So, you know, they have these dope men come around
Easy
and
marks.
yeah, you know, and try to mess with these women and stuff. And these women don't know any better. I mean, they should, but you know, when you're influenced on drugs, like you're gonna do anything for drugs.
For sure.
So
Oh man. I mean, it seems like you play a really important role in this. I mean, I don't know other than what you're telling me, so I'm only going off of what you're telling me. Does the weight of that get to be heavy for you?
not really. Um, like I said, I'm not like the only person. Me and my brother, we're the only youth, and you know, a couple other people that are my people, you know, that grew up there. We're the only ones, you know, making positive moves and stuff. You
Yeah.
know, continue to progress and not really being content with living like that. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard over there, man. Shit, we grew up going to cross the street to the church to go eat. You know, and you know they have dinner every night, 5:15 to 6:15, Monday to Thursday. You know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You got to figure something out. You know,
Yeah.
but you know, just tired of living like that. You know, I want generational wealth. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
Like that's the goal, to be able to provide for my family.
So do you have eyes on like a bigger role eventually down the road, like governmental role? Like, do you want to get into a position of power where you can actually like go in and legitimately make real change other than just speaking? Because I mean, talking about it is a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely makes a difference. But if you don't have the power to actually make shit shake, you can talk to your blue in the face, right? But the
Right.
families that you're saying are the ones that are in charge. They're still going to be in charge.
Right, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
I definitely do think about. I think about it sometimes. You know what I mean. But I just don't know if right now is the right time to
yeah.
do that.
I mean, I wouldn't say like you're young. What are you, 26?
Oh yeah, I'm 25. I'll be 26 on Wednesday.
Okay, so yeah, so I mean, you'd be very young to be getting into roles like that. But I'm just I'm. It seems like you're a forward thinker. So it seems like you might be thinking down the line, like
Yeah, for sure. I definitely do think like that. Or even if it's not a position of power, well, hopefully that I'm being successful enough where I can go back to the hood and give back and change it the way I want to, or give funding for different programs like that.
yeah,
You know, last year I sponsored 5 youth around the state of Minnesota for AAU basketball, or whatever they wanted to do. You know, like I sponsored
you know,
5 kids for that.
shoes and shit like
Yes,
that.
yeah, the cost of shoes,
Wow.
the sport itself, around almost $900 a piece for these kids.
So you're 24, 25 years old doing shit like this. Like
Yeah, giving back to my community.
That's
You know,
incredible.
you know.
So I'm curious about this. Are people gonna watch this interview from that neighborhood and hate on you? Are people aware that you care and like you really want good things, or are they gonna?
People know that I care and stuff. The only ones that are gonna like maybe have a problem with it or laugh at it or anything are the people that are always on the other side of things. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like they're not doing nothing with themselves, but you know they want to laugh at somebody that's trying to make a difference for
Yeah.
the neighborhood. But
So do you think those people just feel like it's hopeless? It's like you're not gonna do shit, so why are you even trying? Type shit.
I'd hate to think that they think like that,
Yeah.
but you know a lot of the times it
Yeah.
is like that. You know, and the people, they only think day to day. You know, they're not thinking about the goals that you can accomplish. You know, weekly or even every couple days, or you know, and they're stuck on the past. They're living in the past still,
Yeah.
and you know that's what they're dwelling on that stuff. And you can't. You gotta keep moving. You gotta keep pushing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you mentioned, you want generational wealth, which I think everybody wants. You know,
Right.
I want the same thing for my family and the future of my family. But I'm curious, what makes you think that, or maybe you don't think this, but that music, that rap, is going to create that?
I feel like the community I grew up in, you know what I mean? It could be supportive, and you know, different people from all over the states, or you know, different places that are native, you know, they would push us out or something, you know, because there's a native finally trying to put their community on their back, you know, and push for better for them, and you know, I really feel like people will be supportive of
So
it.
you feel like you're kind of maybe filling up I mean, I guess you kind of touched on it earlier. You're filling up a space that really doesn't exist.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And there's been people that have done music and stuff. I ain't gonna say any names because I'm gonna give them a chance to maybe try to give me some different connections or something, But he comes to my neighborhood and try to shoot videos and in his music and lyrics and stuff. He talks about his
Are
people.
they any of the names I mentioned already?
Nah,
Okay.
surprisingly not.
I was gonna say,
But around that lane though, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
I can't respect it because they're not from my neighborhood, and they're trying to use the clout of the neighborhood. They know how it is and how it gets to boost their likes.
You can't let them get away with it, Frank.
Nah, I can't.
You can't let them get away with it, bro.
I'm gonna take that for myself. You know what I mean, and give my people the voice that they deserve and need.
So, the other thing I'm really curious about is your family being evicted from Little Earth, the projects from that area.
Yep.
Does that mean you're like banished, or do y'all still go back?
No.
It's over, like.
So I did have when that case did happen, I had a geographical restriction. I couldn't go within 3 blocks of the neighborhood from Hiawatha to 26 to Bloomington to Franklin Avenue. I couldn't go on the Hiawatha Bridge. I couldn't go within the neighborhood. That was just me though.
The neighborhood got a restraining order on you?
The city of Minneapolis got a restraining order. So like Little Earth, they have their own trespass list or whatever. I was never trespassed. The district attorney and the state of Minnesota, they got me out of the neighborhood. So I couldn't go there for 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, geographical restriction is what they call it. Yep.
Damn. So now you're good though?
Yeah, I'm good now.
And you go back? Do you go back? Do you try? I mean, that's
like,
the weird part about it. It's like they kicked y'all out. Like, what the fuck am I coming back for? But you got to have friends and family and shit there still, right?
They did a good job of kicking all of us out. Like a lot of our families, friends and family. Like they did that. What's crazy is they built another building for natives. Or it's actually I think it's open right there on Franklin and Cedar, basically right there. It's the Red Lake housing apartments right there. And so that's basically that's a block away from the projects right there. But there's another native community right there. So a lot of people, I'll go around there now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a couple people that live in the building right there, so I'll stop there. But Little Earth, if there's youth or something, that need my help, or there's families that could use my help and stuff, I'll go back and I'll help them out or do what I can for them. But
it's dope that you still hold allegiance to the area.
For sure, man. I love that place. Like, it's a beautiful place. Like, other than the BS that happens there, it's beautiful, man. It's like, I wouldn't want to go anywhere else, but it is what it is, and I got to live my life how it is now.
For sure.
But
so Frank, we need to wrap, and what I want to say is, for one, like, I'm sorry we didn't talk a ton about the music,
right?
But I think all the other stuff, all the other parts of your life were really important. I'm glad we got to have this conversation.
For sure.
And I'm glad other people are going to see it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not going to stop, man. I'll be everybody to learn a lot from me here soon, man.
For sure.
I feel like there's a lot of eyes out there already tuned in now, so it's going to give me a chance to really open the door for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and all I have to go on as of now is your word and what you've said to me, and I think the things that you're doing, amazing. The mindset that you have about your own community, amazing, and the shit that you've overcome, amazing.
For sure, appreciate it.
Keep going, man. Keep going for real. But real quick before we go, what do people need to look out for from you?
I will be dropping more music. I think the 2nd or the 3rd. I think my little sister's birthday. I'm gonna drop another.
Of April?
Yeah, April 3rd. I'll be dropping more. I'm in the process of finding different beats and stuff. You know what I mean, for album.
Yeah.
You can only go so far on YouTube beats and stuff.
For
so
sure.
That's my next goal, is to work on something like that album.
Okay. And what do you got out now that you want people to go look at?
So I have one song right now, Winner. Polito shot it. And that's the thing I'm pushing out right now.
Shout out to Polito, man.
Yeah.
He's been mentioned quite a few times today, actually.
Yeah, that's my guy. He's a good cameraman.
He's great.
I heard an interview and people try to say he copies people, and I don't think that's true. He does his own thing. He got his own.
Who said that?
I ain't gonna say no names, because maybe down the line I'll try to, connect with him too. But Polito.
Everybody says
people copy whoever,
got
but
something to say about everybody.
yeah, Polito's a good dude though, man. He's everywhere. But yeah, be on the lookout for Frank Nitti.
Minnesota Cole, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's my people's people though. So I'm not really trying to.
Cole's a good dude.
Yeah,
Polito's a good dude too.
they're both, you know, good people, you know, so I want to work with both, you know what I
And
mean?
I'm sure
So
that they both had inspirations from other
definitely,
videographers, so.
for sure.
But as you well know, Chief started it all. Chief
Yeah.
started. Chief's the original cameraman.
So
You know, Chief owns Minnesota Cold TV. He started it. He founded it.
really,
No, not really. Not really. I did. Okay, man. Well, let's wrap. Before we wrap, where can they find you? Tell them where
Frank
they-
Nitti 612 on Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube.
It's Nitti, right?
NITTI, Frank Nitti, like the gangster, Al Capone's man.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Frank Nitti everywhere. Go check him out. Go watch the video we got on our page right now of his. It's going crazy. Go share it. Go like it.
Appreciate it.
All that shit, man. Frank, I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate
That's
you.
it. Another episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show live on Lake Street. I'm Jake Faircloth. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth1. That was great, man.
So appreciate it.
It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie. Yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so cursed up. I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it. I ain't been to the booth in a minute. Niggas hate the fact that I'm winning. Who makes him the chief of the Southside? Oh, my nigga, I'm not a lieutenant. When I was in the gym, you wasn't in it. Face hot, so my windows is tinted. If I said that shit, then I meant it. Niggas gave me the rules and I bent it.